We grab our sheets, we gather our die. Nothing beats the feeling inside until our love just gets in the way. Critical fail, the dice are so cruel. Critical fail, can we break the rules? It's so hard to overcome when your dice just say I'm done. The monsters seem to never miss. I might as well go take a piss. My turn is just a waste of time each round. Our life force is draining now. Oh look, my friend just went down. It doesn't matter what skill I use. The dungeon master just wants to abuse. Just wants to abuse. Critical fail. The dice are so cruel. Critical fail. Can we break the rules? It's so hard to overcome when your dice just say I'm done. Even though we may be rolling up another character, cause we are out of luck. I know I can't blame anyone but me. I tried so hard to roll the dice. I beg, I plead, I try to be nice. But no matter what I do, my dice rolls are just brutal. Critical fail, the dice are so cruel. Critical fail, can we break the rules? It's so hard to overcome when your dice just say I'm done.
No, it didn't. Yeah, I mean, if you're hearing me, it definitely did not. Well, well, I don't know. Ask my parents. Yeah. Welcome to the dungeon. Boy, life does not want us to broadcast. Running the I should turn it on so you guys can be heard. Hey, Mike the Bearded, coming to us live from YouTube, and Julia. How's it going? Yes, and my wife was letting me know as well that you could only hear me, but that should be fixed now. Say something.
Check.
See. Yeah, so there's a good chance that we're probably not going to play tonight. We haven't heard from one of our players, and another player had kind of an emergency. I don't know if it's an emergency, but just an unexpected medical summon. So nothing we can do about those things. So we figured we fire it up anyway, since we're going to be off the next 2 weeks again, because we can't win. And you know, let's talk some D&D, answer some questions from folks.
Someone just subscribed.
Follow? Yeah. But yeah, we figure we'll chat. We're gonna chat about some D&D and stuff, and answer questions about counted fingers for certain attacks or whatever. But another 2 weeks where Drastic can't kill anyone off. That's not guaranteed. Things happen behind the scenes. Right now, Bishop could already be dead on the boat, and we just haven't started the campaign for me to say Bishop is dead on the boat. So I just want to throw that out there.
Why is Bishop on a boat right now? We were all in the academy last night, remember?
No, you guys were on the ship.
Justine and I were on the ship. You three went to the bar.
Yep.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll be honest. When you sent the name of the show for this episode, whether we play today or tomorrow, I went, what the hell happened last session that's the name of the show? Because you always do a GIF, GIF that's relative to what we're doing. So
I did. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is a hole? I'm like, what did I? And I went back to our
If
notes.
we played tonight, you would exactly know what that means.
What I ended up doing was like, I went back to our notes to look at last session to see who we talked to, and then like, oh, okay, that's right. That's where the books have to go to Dosh, and Dosh is just a pit right now. Okay.
Yeah, so for the people checking in right now, the behind the screen kind of view is every Monday when we do play, I try to find a relevant GIF for tonight's episode. And sometimes they kind of raise their eyebrow, like, I don't know how this connects because they don't know what's coming. But I knew exactly the one I wanted this morning. Like, I didn't even have to think about it. And because I've seen that one 100 times, it's like the guy just jumping into a giant pit. So we sent that out, and then along with the episode name of "It Sure Is Dark in Here," that
Dark in here.
yeah. So hopefully, if we hear from an Axamander, we'll switch everything over and we'll dive in. Even if we get into this an hour and then he's able to hop on, we're gonna do it. We'll get a little bit of progress going forward. But if you have questions or want to discuss things, you can pop those into the chat. Be happy to talk about them. But before we dive too much into that, it's been a couple weeks. Guys, what have you been up to? Who wants to talk about the in-person?
It smelled. It stank. Something died in Dresden.
You were half of that.
Oh, I was not half of it. Maybe a quarter.
There was a reason you two were on that side of the table by yourselves, and everybody else was over on this side.
There was not enough chairs on the other parts of the table.
Yeah.
I literally picked up my shit and moved it to the other side of the table.
It's not my fault. Blame the bacon.
Well, it's
Nope,
funny.
I'm not blaming the
Well, you
bacon.
chose to eat it.
I think you did that when Carl's was the one who came over and farted. It wasn't even Drastin yet.
But we it was a typical in-person and the hijinks that went along with that. A lot of
Laura and I
snacks.
were really happy you guys came like a day early to hang out and just do
Yeah,
random
I'm
things
glad we
around.
did that.
That needs to be kind of like a regular occurrence, because like that was for me, like having us driving that far, that was a nice way to just kind of reset and chill out.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It caused me to spend money. So if you guys didn't tune in Wednesday, I'm gonna show this. So we go to this card shop. What's the name of it, Quentin?
White Knight Game Room.
Okay, we'll shout out White Knight Game Room. And we were in there for a long time. We were looking at, there's a lot of nerd stuff to look for. And so I see these boxes, and I'm a sucker for like, and I've been this way since I was a kid. I blame the old, and this is going to date me, the old Fred Flintstone egg machines. You put the quarter in, hit there, and yabba dabba do, and an egg would drop out, and you could get the golden egg. Yeah. Mike, do you remember those?
Yep.
You see?
I remember those.
Okay, good. So like, I see these D&D, and it's basically like a little glass with a resin picture on the bottom, and there's 8 different ones you can get, and then there's 3 variations of each one. So a lot of randomness to it. So I'm looking at the box, and I'm like, I like all these designs except for Minsk and Boo. So let me show you my Minsk and Boo glass that I got, because that's my freaking luck. Out of the 15 of them that are there, I did not get the colored one. I didn't get the gold one. I got the base level purple Minsk and Boo, and it's a little resin. It almost looks like a shot glass, and then inside of it are, and these are going to be really hard to show, but this is the D20. It's very tiny. They're tiny dice.
So small.
It's a full set of tiny dice. So yeah, the one that I didn't want, Mike got to catch the entire disappointment as I unboxed it. He's sitting there, and I think I even said, I'm good with any of these except for Minsk and Boo, and then I pulled out Minsk and Boo.
Yep.
So
that's why it's like when I do something like that, because I've done it before. I've done it with Slay something. But it's like I just bought the entire box, unopened box,
They're all mince and moo.
I got all the set, and I have 2 sets because technically each box comes with 2 sets, unless there's like some sort of special person or thing in it, and then I just sell the rest of it on eBay.
Yeah. Oh well, I got it. It will serve a purpose at some point. So that was fun. We got to eat at some local places that I thought the food all weekend was awesome. I think
Yeah, really good.
Quentin and his wife are fantastic hosts. They do a lot of stuff from scratch, and it was all very good. We
We love making food.
bacon.
Bacon. I tell you though, like that. So like, we spent what? Basically $20 a person for that gourmet burger. Well, like
it
don't
was a half-pound burger. Like ours was a half-pound burger with candied bacon, like some kind of bacon aioli something on it, and and like cheese and all this stuff. And I mean, it was a meaty burger, and then like a whole smattering of like sweet potato fries or regular fries. It was like $14. Yeah, like my bill was under $20, I think.
Yeah,
like
I don't understand how that is possible.
Well, considering the burger probably came from down the road.
Hey NMD, yeah, we're just chatting D&D tonight. We had a player miss out, unless you want to log in and play. I know who that is. So,
come on in.
yeah, but yeah, it was a good weekend. So Quentin, explain and introduce. Hey, Sarah Bear. We're just chatting D&D tonight, from what it looks like. Unless we hear, wait, is this our message? Nope. So Quentin, explain to us your character that you played during the in-person. No, we didn't record it in any way. But if we would have, it would have sounded like this. That would have been.
That would be like 90 of it. My character was one who didn't believe anyone was going to live because everybody was screwing around.
Yeah. So what was the name of your character?
I don't even freaking remember.
Nice.
I can give you a hint. If anyone who knows my characters knows it starts with a G.
Yeah, if you haven't picked up, if you've been with us since the first campaign, I want to say your first character did not start with a G.
Yeah, the half elf didn't.
Yeah.
But I don't remember his name anymore.
It was with a U.
It was like Ulrich or something like that.
Something like that.
Uther or something.
Yeah, it was some with a U. I remember that. I'd have to look back through the notes to see. But
yeah, I don't have that character. It was Gritari.
So you were a ranger of some sort, right?
Yeah, I was a ranger with the hunter subclass. And I guess what, guys? I still was the only one to heal people.
You have one job.
He wasn't the only one. Someone else did heal at one point, but you did save some lives with a poor ranger heal. Right.
Now, for those, obviously, most of the people guys don't know, my wife did play with us, and she was a paladin. But she was basically, so I'm gonna relate to Overwatch real quick. You guys remember how Mercy is considered pocket heals, where she just latches to one person, does nothing but heals them the entire time? Yeah, that was her character with Draston's character.
Well, Draston was getting the crap beat out of him.
Yeah, you ran into a completely different room.
But I fully expected that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the character I was fighting's level versus mine. 3 levels in character sheets is a lot of levels. There's a lot that gets unlocked between point A and point B there. So
yeah,
that was. And then Marslin, you played something unique as always.
Yes, I played a druid barbarian, Circle of the Moon, who had a little bit of a temper, not much, didn't come out in this, but really liked sleeping in bushes.
And making them grow. Yep.
But I think the notable thing with my character wasn't anything to do with my character, but how quickly he got attacked by a friendly.
My character was not friendly to anybody.
I don't know. Our characters got along.
You guys
I
drink
would-
together.
I wouldn't say we were friendly to each other, but we weren't aggressive.
He just said he won't be able to make it tonight.
Okay. Okay. All right. So with that, Mike, you played something a little unique.
Yeah, I don't do magic users ever.
Really?
No, have you not noticed? He's always
Oh,
I've
I guess
never-
I have, but why?
I just too much to keep track of. I don't want to.
Oh, fair.
So yeah, I played an Asimar, cleric of the Death Domain, who was not a fan of healing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could tell.
It was pretty
Hey.
great.
I mean, I eventually I had to, just because everything else I did was necrotic and would have healed the bad guys. So kind of pointless.
Yeah. And then I played a fighter class Psi Warrior, which is one of the classes that they redid for 2024 D&D. And as I was looking through to make my character, I was like, this is a Jedi. They can like they can talk telepathically, they can like read minds, they can move objects with their mind. I really enjoyed that character. Like that is a character class I would explore and even recommend. It was a fun class to play. So and yes, as to answer what Tone will eventually ask, yeah, he was kind of a jerk.
He's also
But-
dressed up as one.
I also so that's a bit. I like to dress up as my character. So I did dress up, which was pretty great when I first met Marsland's character. There was definitely some side eyes going on. So few people here. There, we'll have Mr. Lasis log in and play an Axamander tonight. That's what we'll do. We'll print out the character sheet. He can jump in, and we'll let his kids play the ship workers. We'll need a lot of cameras going for tonight.
Why did we all basically turn against you so quickly again, Carlson?
Because it's me? I don't know.
No, it's just like you did something, and we're all like, "What the fuck?"
Did I? What did I do?
I don't think so. I was messing around with him because he was like, I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
Too
So
crunchy.
I walked up behind him when he was fascinated with the tarot reading and did
Yeah.
chill touch on him.
Yeah. Was it that you? Maybe it was that you like. We walked in somewhere, and you're like, "I'm gonna grow all the plants around me." We're like, "Why?"
Yeah,
We were in the tavern.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, all these plants double in size.
yeah. That's who it is. Lathis. He played a druid barbarian.
It was a good character. I would enjoy playing more of that one.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do. Like they have so many abilities, that specific combination. Like I did not get through everything that I could do with that character by any means.
Druids are pretty underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a lot of people don't play them, but they have a lot of utility, especially with the new changes, where you can like hold concentration in animal form or whatever. So
and make them carry ridiculously long great clubs around.
Yeah. So you you should have played like what was it? A kobold. That would have been funny too.
Yeah.
But
Kobold's
no,
the same size as a gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of small characters this year.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, because there were 2 gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there a halfling? Or am I making that up?
I think the paladin was a halfling, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lauren was a gnome.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
gnome.
She was the other small one.
Okay, so just 2 gnomes and the Asimar. So yeah, I guess not completely small.
I don't remember what race Erica's was.
Okay.
Tiefling.
Tiefling,
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, so Justinian was our DM this year because we always switch out every year. So that was good, and I think Marsden's going to be our DM for next year. So
Well, maybe. I was talking with Biddle, and if he makes it next year, like he's already prepped effectively for the next one. If we wanted to just run with that,
okay, yeah,
either way.
whichever.
Yeah.
Just
You
gotta
you
make
can
new
bring back
characters.
Twig.
No, it's got to be new character each time.
Gotta be new characters. I need new outfits.
I know
Wait.
Dresden and I were talking about that on the way back up here, and I'm like, you know, I have every single character that I've made for all the stuff we've done except for the Tabaxi. And that's because he was paper when I did that one. I
Oh,
didn't
really?
have
That was such a good character. What was his name again?
no freaking clue. But
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Hello.
I know he gave you guys a false name
Yeah.
I think
because I think I even screwed Biddle with that one because he was like, "Who? That's not the name you gave me." I'm like, "Yeah."
I think this next time is my time to do like a silly, funny character. I've done dark characters, I've done some off characters, but nothing like goofy.
I can't help every single time I sit down to make one of these. I'm like, I just want to make a silly character.
Right?
Dude, they're always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always
Oh,
make
yeah.
really fun characters.
I thought about bringing Furball back. That was just a short. That was just so short to play him. That one shot was really short.
That's why I had the paladin, I think, the Leonin paladin.
Oh yeah.
So
Was it
yeah.
the Magic Mayhem one shot with it was a two episode one shot that
Yeah, I think it was that one.
yeah, okay. And to be fair, you guys would all technically be different characters because you all have either vampirism or you're werewolves or
Well,
wear something.
That's what I was saying is that's such an easily curable disease. So if that's why I took the lycanthropy to leave, because I'm like, all I gotta do is have a remove curse cast and like I'm good to go.
Mhm.
So if it's the lycanthropy that kills the virus itself, then I could be returned to normal pretty fast. Vampirism's a little different.
The old ones, the great ones, the old great ones.
The old. Who are they? You know, the old ones. Is it one? Is that like what are their names?
I really don't remember what they were. Because I was supposed to hear Josh about that the other day too.
Oh yeah. If there's anything that goes on when we do these, there's a lot of trolling in general.
Yeah.
So it's pretty great in that response in that regards. But for those of you that weren't around during the last session, so the party leaves the undead island that nobody knew about.
By like 5 HP
Yeah,
or 2. It was something low.
it was close. Bishop got thwacked on the head pretty good. So he forgot what 12 days
12 days.
of everything. And not only that, he's leaking. So for whatever that is going to mean for the future, surely
I
nothing
think
bad.
There's diapers for that.
Yeah. Well, he is pretty old. But then they came back and like you guys didn't really hang out in Candor's Keep long. You just kind of took care of business and was like, all right, we got to go purify the books. We know where to go.
Well, not exactly. Like we didn't leave yet.
Yeah, no, you got. Well, I mean,
No,
No, we have
you
not
haven't
left yet.
Left yet? No.
Yeah.
You're on the
Because-
ship.
because the captain was like, "Really? We just got here." And we're like, and that's when
Yeah.
Bishop's like, "Yeah, we don't need to leave like right now."
You guys didn't even go to the house.
We didn't go to the house. Quentin wanted to do some shopping before we left.
Yeah, Revivify cast, man. Takes up stuff.
We got plenty of money.
Do we though?
Always need more.
We don't have money. Quentin has money.
Yeah,
I mean, Bishop's got a certain amount
Bishop's loaded.
because he doesn't buy anything.
Yeah. Who's on first? Yeah, that's right. Like, well, it's been a couple weeks. Like, and it seems like this goes this way in the summer. Is we knocked my microphone down.
Yeah,
Um,
summers can be hard. Like Laura and I have to be, due to life events, right? Laura and I have to be ready to drop anything and head out to Indiana if something happens.
oh yeah,
So
yeah, I understand that, and I mean, like, my wedding anniversary is next Monday, so we're not playing. So yeah, 24 years, longer than Marsland's been alive.
Not far off.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that super crazy?
How many? You said 24?
24. Yep.
24. So I would have been 6 when you got married.
Yeah. Jesus.
He's just looking for that dick punch.
Yeah. Mike was
I mean,
already serving in the military.
there hasn't been a Nat 20 kick to the nuts yet this session or this campaign.
Is there not?
No.
The entire campaign. Yeah.
All of this campaign, no one has said anything enough for someone wanted to, kick someone else.
In the junk.
I've gut punched Oz for being like broody or something. I'm like,
I
God, stop
remember
trying to
that.
kill yourself.
Yeah. So that's why we're out next week, and then I'm traveling. But like summertime is, yeah, it's rough. Like we finally got decent weather here for like a week. And it, when I say decent, it's the most stretch of the term. It wasn't cold. It switched the other way and was miserably hot.
Super hot.
But it allowed us to get in the pool and kind of chill off. I know Julie and them from Truth Beer and podcasting were talking about how just freaking hot it is here in this area. I know Tone's been putting in he started a project of putting in a fire ring in his yard, like as this weather hit. So he's been dying up there. He's still not done. He's working on it right now. So,
Then we've had torrential downpours the other
Yeah.
half.
yeah. So it was super hot and then freaking rain. And then a lot of time, just enough rain to get everything damp and humid. And then
Yeah.
it got hot. So this summer sucked so far. And
Oh.
it's going to be
Speaking
July.
of rain,
Yeah. You're pointing to something, but all I see is a
our window. I looked outside, just downpouring.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if I told Mike and Carlson this, but like one day last week when it was downpouring, Laura and I walked out into like to check for leaks in the windows, and the one window next to where you two, Draftsy and Carlson were sitting, about a third of it was just filled up with water, like up the window well.
Well, that's
Oh
not
my.
good.
No, so I'm actually gonna go.
It
check on
wasn't
that.
leaking?
It was leaking
Oh.
into the house.
Oh, no.
Be right back when I go check on that.
Yeah. So so you're Marsland, you're a bit farther away than the rest of us. It's been warm up there too, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. It was 105 last Tuesday.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. We just had an interesting thing yesterday. I was walking around the apartment. I was like, why is it so hot in here? The AC's going. And then I get up and I feel the vent. Because we have central air. And I feel no airflow. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I hear the fan going. Like, what the heck's going on? And I open up the utility closet, put my hand on it. It feels cold. I'm like, okay, so the refrigerant's working. And then I take the fan grate off, and there's no airflow. And then I squint a little bit closer and realize that it's just completely iced over.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the entire thing just completely iced. So it must have. I found one of the windows cracked a little bit, so I think it was just so humid. It let so much humidity in that had just like frosted the whole thing. So I had to sit there with a hair dryer and like defrost
Oh,
the
wow.
radiator.
Ugh,
Yeah,
that
my
sucks.
unit's struggling.
Our upstairs is not keeping up, for sure. We have to make it polar ice caps on the main floor so that it's cool enough upstairs to sleep. So yeah. So does that mean does that cut into your outdoor adventures you're usually doing this time of year?
I have not been. I went for a bike ride the day before the 105 day, and it was like 95 degrees out. And by the time I got back, I thought I was gonna have a heat stroke. I was struggling. I just like collapsed on the floor, and Caitlin came over with a cold, wet towel and laid it over my head as I tried to be revived back to life.
Cast Revivify! Quick, he's down.
He's down for the count.
You only have a minute. So,
Cast
Or I could
cold towel.
yeah. Well, this weekend was the first weekend I've really had where we just didn't have stuff going on since like the beginning of June. So I actually I purchased Dune Awakening and I played that like all day yesterday.
Is that new?
Yeah, it's a survival Dune game, and so far it's pretty top tier for a survival game.
Really?
Pretty,
That's kind
yeah.
of surprising.
Yeah. Well, it's made by Funcom, the people who did Conan Exiles. So it's not like a newer studio. I mean, it's a studio that knows what they're doing, but it's a gorgeous game.
It looks good.
I got eat by a worm today, and I was just bragging that I'm like, I played all day Sunday and I hadn't died yet, and then I got on at lunch
Chomp.
and I got chomped. So there's little islands of safety, but eventually you have to cross the bigger sand dunes, and this little meter comes up and the screen starts rumbling and they chase you down. And they eat everything. But crafting's pretty solid. No real issues, so that's how I kept myself occupied, which was nice.
This being a survivor game, I just don't know.
Right. I get that. It plays. I mean, there's servers, so it's almost like an MMO because there's other people like walking around building and doing things for sure. There's even a PvP aspect, but it's in special areas that they do. But
I don't know if Steam knows me. Players like you love this game.
Right? Players like you.
Just for heads up for people, I hate Ark. I got 200 hours into it, but I hate Ark. That's not me joking either. I do not like that game, but because I have friends who are playing it, I play it with them.
This is definitely not Ark.
That reminds me of one of the greatest Steam reviews of all time, which I believe was on Ark, of review written at 5,000 hours played. Horrible game, 1 star, never play, do not recommend. It is absolute trash. Current playtime on file, 12,000 hours.
It was something like that. But yeah, so that means they played it for another like couple thousand. I do remember seeing that because that made it big on Reddit for a while.
Yeah.
Kind of where I am with Borderlands.
I can't bring myself.
I like the looter shooters are okay, but I thought I'd beat it already and I didn't. I found out I didn't. So I'm like, okay, I don't have anything else I'm playing at the moment, so I'll play it. And it's the same BS. Like, I think I'm level like 63 or 64 right now, and all my weapons are level like 48 because they're doing more damage than what weapons that are dropping at the level that I'm at currently suck. It's like, how can you drop so many weapons in a looter shooter and get nothing but garbage?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I'm just playing it to end the story just so I can say I finally finished it.
I understand that. But yeah, anything out there from probably the 3 people who are still watching?
Holy shit.
What?
Not this is for Arc. Don't recommend 8,500 hours at review time. I finally decided to review this game after 8,500 hours. And he goes on to write a pretty long review. Current hours, 36,000.
Oh my god. 28,000 more hours?
Yeah.
Immediately, like, your review is invalid, saying the game sucks. Like, you don't play a game that long with that.
That
bad.
dude.
That's 4.1 straight years of playing the game.
Yeah,
And
that's why I
it's
just
only
looked up.
been out, like, you know.
That's insane.
Yeah. But you guys got anything? Any questions from or anything from the community of who should die next? I hear Julia says Bishop should die next. I think it will be Gwenton or Marsland personally,
What?
but just from stuff that's designed and planned. But
Sorry, what?
yeah, if we would have only played tonight.
Oh boy.
So Marsden's gonna have a 2 death counter?
Maybe.
He can't die. It's not possible.
He's already
He
dead.
already
It's
is
not
dead.
possible.
Yeah.
He is
You
undead.
know, what's funny about that is I straight up asked one time, if I cast Turn Undead, does Marsden go running too?
I remember that. Yeah. What a reveal that would have been.
Right?
We definitely should have worked that in.
Marsden, why are you running? Why are you taking damage?
Don't worry about it.
None of my heals are working.
They hurt him.
Stop trying to help. It's only making things worse.
Make you really work. You got to cast necrotic spells on him to heal him.
Wait,
That'd be something.
I do have a spell that's necrotic to heal.
Yeah, with vampiric touch.
No, it's the special one that I never use because I can't hit a fucking broadside of the barn.
Yeah, your dice rolls are pretty awful.
But if he's down, I have advantage.
Yeah. So, any new things coming up in y'all's world?
no, not really.
Yeah, I mean, we just have hashtag homeowner things happening.
Yeah, I feel like
But-
things are starting to taper down a little bit in general.
Wednesday is the premiere for Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah, so what are you thinking with that?
I mean, I want to go see it.
I'm very, very skeptical because I really haven't liked anything past the first or second one.
It's I heard that Scarlett is
Scarjo.
yeah, I heard that she's really good in it. That she's like some people said she did a really good job as like the lead for it.
Good.
So
I just heard so many bad things about Dominion that I'm like,
what did you hear bad about Dominion?
that it didn't even need to be made. Like, I've watched all up until Dominion,
Okay.
and the two with Chris Pratt and Jessica, whatever her face is,
Claire's all I know her as.
they were okay, but they didn't catch me like the first one did.
So obviously Dominion is what happens after they're released into the wild. But there's more parts of it didn't need to happen. Like the whole locust thing
Yeah.
was kind of like it was just a way to bring the original cast and the new cast together on screen. They did some good throwbacks to like the original movie in it.
Hey, Tone.
I liked it. I mean, but I like all those movies.
Like I say, I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it just because I've watched every other one.
Yeah. But I thought
we're
Rebirth
missing
was
two
supposed.
people, Tone. So we're just
Yeah,
playing.
we out people. I thought Rebirth was happening years after Dominion.
I don't know. I don't know what the time frame is. I just knew what the synopsis of it was.
Please hold while I Google. It's 5 years after the events of Dominion. So
For
they
me,
have
it's getting kind of rough because it's like it's always the same formula. Like, hey, we got this contained. Hey, look, let's open the park. Hey, now everybody run and scream while the dinosaurs eat everybody. Woo, we got away. Let's do it
So-
again in
Wow.
5 years.
that's
like,
from my understanding, that's not what the Rebirth is.
interesting.
It's them going to one of the 5 islands. So for those of you who don't know about Jurassic Park, they Hammond bought like 5 islands called the 5
Yeah.
Deaths, and up until now, only 2 of them were ever talked about. Well, they're going to a third one, which is supposedly where all the failed mutated ones were sent. So these just dinosaurs living their lives on this third island. I don't know why they're there. I don't know what the goal is to be there, but that's where they're at, which is where they got into this called like the D-Rex. I don't know, disaster
Yeah.
Rex. Who the hell knows?
Like when they started like intentionally mutating the ones and then like this one. So like if you got a mutation, you're like, huh, well, we screwed that one up. Let's just keep it alive and we'll just shove it on this island and see what happens. Like it's a weird premise.
I don't know if the Rebirth, those were mutated ones on purpose, or if they're just the trial and error until they got what they wanted for Jurassic Park. If you guys didn't watch Camp Cretaceous, they actually have Dr. Wu's first design mutated creature in that one called the Scorpius Rex. And he was told to kill it, but instead of killing it, he Cairo freezed it.
Mm.
And then when the park lost power, it unthawed, and then it's freaking self-populated in day 2. And those were hunting the kids, and these things were not nice.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I don't know. Like it's a bunch of stuff. I'm hearing bad things about Megan 2.0. Like they took it away from the horror genre and made it into a
The first one was
action
barely
comedy.
horror.
The first one was barely horror.
It was barely horror. Yes, I get that, but to make it an action comedy,
I honestly thought the first one was basically comedy.
Yeah, like so I was pretty pumped about the first one because I'm like, this is a pretty fantastic idea that can be relevant for our future kind of stuff. Okay, that's good. And then went and seen it, and I'm like, man, that was a disappointment. Yeah, they dropped that hard. Like, I guess coming from like Terrifier, it was pretty tame.
yeah, well, yeah.
Don't need to watch those.
But even for like the classics like Jason and Freddy, like it was pretty tame to those. But then when I saw the previews for this next one, I'm like, just fart noises. That's all I heard on the preview. Like I expect this to get about a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I heard Megan 2.0 has been a letdown. The first was dark comedy. I would agree, it was a dark comedy.
Yeah.
How the hell did the first one get a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes?
It was new and different.
See, but technically, I mean, was it? Because they redid when they redid Chucky, all he was an AI that went nuts. I personally have not seen that one, just because I'm like, I'm old school. Give me my old school Chucky. I'll watch that any day of
possession.
Yeah, I'll watch that any day of the year. You messed with it when you didn't even have to mess with it. Then you even used a different voice actor. Yes, it's Mark Hamill, but who gives a fuck?
But then, like with Megan 2.0, it's like you're trying to make her into a hero now. Like you're just a murderous hero, an anti-hero of some sort. I don't.
That's right. That is the premise. She's protecting the family with an upgrade body from something else that's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the first one, so
I'll pass.
Apparently, it's a cloned AI of the original Megan.
It'll probably go the way of Borderlands, the movie. So, or it'll be on a streaming platform for $3 about a month after it comes out. So those of you who know, like I'm a big, I love documentaries and stuff. So I have watched 2 back to back lately. The first one, called The Mortician. That was pretty dark about some actual historical stuff that happened in California. But the other one I've been watching, I'm almost done with it, is the Pee Wee as himself. And for somebody who grew up with Pee Wee Herman, like it sure hits you in the nostalgic feels. So that was pretty good.
I feel like I was just listening to something about him. Couldn't tell you what it was though.
Let's say, wasn't his movie come back after the whole
It was
incident?
yeah,
Wasn't it Blow?
I'm just at the incident now. So like the first 2 episodes are kind of building up to
Okay.
where he
Like,
started to
I was just trying to figure it out because it's like I know that happened. He lost the show, and I think the next movie I saw him in was Blow with Johnny Depp and
it might have been. I didn't realize that his movie came out before the Saturday morning show.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was his
Big
first
Top Adventure.
introduction. No, Big Adventure. Big Top was
Big Top. Yeah. The second one.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we could all play Parcel Simulator.
Is that
Where
like
you-
email simulator?
No, it's where you simulate being in a warehouse packing boxes and putting them on conveyor belts.
So we've
I'm gonna
got
do that. I'm gonna get paid for it.
yeah, right?
Wait, what about that new I don't know if it's out yet, but the one where you're like aliens running a convenience store with like
I don't think it's out yet.
What is
Okay.
it called?
Don't
Hang
tell
on.
mom the babysitter's dead.
I've watched that for the first time in
Roadside
20 years.
Research.
The other day I watched that. I was like,
Alien
how do I now
Market?
remember this movie?
Its planned release date is 2025.
That's literally yesterday.
And today.
Yeah.
And tomorrow.
Alien Market Simulator. But yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple I got my eye on for the future. So
Oh, I've heard about that one. Dungeon
yeah,
Box.
that's the one I was talking about during the in-person. It says October of this year, so that one could be fun.
Get into playing Psycho Killer.
Julia's going crazy.
I was reading up on some of the expansions. They've got Bloody Mary, which they turn it into a drinking game.
That checks out.
There's Gratuitous Violence, which adds more cards to the base game. And
I didn't know there
then
was expansions.
yeah. And then there's a third one. I can't remember the name of it. But you as a player can get infected on top of everything else that goes on with it.
The only strategy you need is attack Marsland.
Whoa.
Well, some of the new cards that they're putting in are called ranged weapons, which means you can put the weapon, like if you have to drop a weapon, you can put it in somebody else's instead of yours.
Nice.
That first run through was rough for me.
It was.
Let me talk to the community about this bit that was pulled by a certain member that's here tonight with us. That's not Bishop or Gwenton, but I won't name who it is. And it wasn't me.
Where are you going?
So we get this card game, right? And it requires that you shuffle the cards, and there's 2 basically decks of cards. So I cut the deck in half and I pass it over to someone who is in this group, and I say, can you shuffle those? So I then proceed to shuffle like a normal human being shuffles, with bridging the cards, doing a mixer, and sliding some cards around. I then look up from my deck of cards to see an adult human being that could be here with us tonight
No promises.
spreading the cards around on the table, like just like hand smashing them against the table into a giant pile.
I was gentle. I was not smashing the cards.
You didn't hurt anything, but like you weren't shuffling, you were just smearing the cards.
No,
and
it was
then you were-
shuffling. I guarantee you would shuffle them.
Then you were like,
I think
Here,
Quentin
I'm
would say
done.
otherwise.
I feel like I should say otherwise.
so
Oh,
yeah, and then was like, we're good. So then we put the cards down, and like Quentin gets like the same cards every round.
I get
Annihilated.
almost every weapon in the deck. I think I had like 40. Oh,
Yeah,
no, that's exaggerating. I had like 12 cards.
Like
Most of them were like 1 damage.
And for those of you who have not played this game, having the weapons is not a good thing.
No.
Yes.
So
It's
the
bad.
first killer comes out and he puts like his whole hand down and he's like, I'm out, and got up and did the dishes. Like,
No, I made popcorn.
popcorn. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what it was. So yes, this monster shuffled these cards like that, and I don't even understand what happened. there.
monster. That's
Monster,
aggressive.
yeah. And then like after the first game, he's like, yeah, I'll shuffle. No, you stay over there. Don't touch it.
The
Gotta
second
live life a
time,
little different,
Yeah,
man.
You ever work with one of those people who just does their job so badly so that they never have to do the job again? That's what it
Yes.
felt like.
Called life hacks.
There was a lot of bits like that the entire weekend. So that's just how it goes. So but anyways, we've done it. We've tortured you all for about an hour here of just us talking. This is what goes on behind the screen. We just torture each other, and then we come here and play D&D, where I get to torture them all back. So don't forget to check out Banter and Babble. I believe we have the World According to Tone hangout this Friday, I believe is what he said. He'll probably chime in here in a second and say that's correct. And then our friends at Truth Beer and Podcasting will have something. I think that usually comes out Thursday nights ish. It's just a listen on YouTube or your favorite podcasting service. And of course, you always have us. We will get the bonus action done from the last time we played sometime. That wasn't anybody's fault. I was contacted to do it, but I was with somebody quoting us Windows. So, and that went till like 9. So it was a little late. Friday mornings. There it is, Julia's. Friday mornings, those come out. Always worth a listen. There's some deep topics, and then there's some very, very shallow ones. No. Always
shallow like Marsden's love for his parents.
I don't think
Who?
anything's that
Oh.
shallow. You guys are gonna find out he's got like a sister that he's never talked about.
Wait, what's worse though? That with Marsland's parents, or when Gwynton's dad dies in front of him? Was it
No,
Gwynton? Who
Galtier's
was that?
dad.
Galtier.
Galtier's dad.
And he's
Yes.
just like,
That
anyway.
I need a heal.
Oh, yeah, because he slid against the sarcophagi and sat
I was
down
like,
and was
you're not dead yet.
listen, over the course of these almost 6 years, like there's been a lot of growing in the RP department across the board, and there's more emotion now than there was then.
I mean, to be fair, we found him dead like what, like 10 days after I started traveling with you guys. I'm like, what?
I don't think it was that soon, but like it definitely.
Graston, as a DM, definitely likes to kill family members off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, you all give me backstories, and I always say, "Are you sure you want this to be your backstory? Are you done?" And you all say, "Yes, I'm done." You then present to me and say, "Oh, DM, give us evil things to do with this backstory." So you can
We
either
never
write
say that.
You always say that with your eyes. You say it with your eyes.
You are bad at eye reading.
So, yeah, I mean, some backstories. I mean, it's funny because, like Anaximander, when he played Blaylock, that backstory literally drove a giant story piece for the campaign. And like, I hadn't planned on it going that way, but I was like, this works perfectly. You know, Bishop's this time fit in perfectly with what we were doing, and he didn't even know what was going on.
A lot to do with Bishop.
Yeah, Annex, like, his story's not done right, and Gwenton, you had you know, a story that fit in really well. So when you give me story and you leave it open ended, you know, when you say
Expect death.
I'm not sure, like, there was a giant explosion in my homeworld, and I'm not sure if my parents are alive. Well, they might be. Well, who was it?
Well, I thought it would be like, oh, you go into town and you see a blue person sitting at the bar and you go up to them and say hi. Instead, I reach out to them and they're like, no, they're in a torture dungeon in a mysterious
Your father's
corner of the house."
dying. They're sapping his life force.
It's like, well, shit, what am I going to do about that? I don't even know what this is.
And that just sits in the back of my head because I do know what's going on. And I just have to keep a straight face.
Oh, what are we going to do with you?
So, and I mean, maybe it's too late at this point. Who knows? But yeah,
Face down in the mud.
when you leave, well, and where I was going with this is Oz, his backstory. Look how much of it drove what you guys did, because he's like, my uncle's looking for me because I did all this stuff, and then his uncle gets involved, and then you guys meet him, and like, now he's this key NPC that you've had to deal with, that for some reason you all hate, even though he's done nothing bad to you all.
He's taken advantage of every situation he's been in.
Well, he's rich. That's what they do. They persecute the poor.
And why do we hate him?
Yeah, but you hate him to the point of, I think Justinian's was, I'm going to kill you one day.
I think it was.
And I think Bishop's not far from that.
All right.
Bishop's not allowed anywhere near the ship. To be honest, I don't think Gwenton really hates him.
Yeah, but he's pretty neutral emotionally anyways.
That's just a player.
But I love reading through the backstories, because I don't mean to torture the people. There's always ways out of it. There's ways to deal with it.
Not if someone
Like how?
jams a halberd into a chest.
Yep. That was very, yeah.
I knew.
Yeah. Yeah. So there were things at that point. Yeah. But no, I can't say too much. But I love a good backstory. And you guys, compared to like campaign 1, your backstories, campaign 2, you guys wrote like books for your backstory, which is great. So I enjoy that, and I make a lot of my decisions about certain things in your backstories, like right from before we start the first session. I have you all listed out, and I'm just like, all right, this is the mother's name, the father's
His
name.
parents are gonna get fucked.
They're already dead, or
they should be.
alive.
They're parents.
True.
What are you gonna do about my brother?
What brother?
Definitely not the one that got
Secret
vaporized.
twin.
The
Dun,
evil
dun,
one.
The
dun.
secret is you are your brother, and your soul is trapped in his body, and you think you're you.
I'm actually Lamar.
I feel like that's some kind of racism thing. I don't know. Like,
We've been
What?
traveling with the wrong blue person. They just switch with us when they see us.
That would actually be a really fun thing.
And have their classes be different.
they just switch clothes, and then like yeah.
Is that peak racism right now?
You think my character's bipolar, but it's actually just 2 different characters.
Don't give him ideas. Yeah, no, I love a good backstory, but sometimes you got to do that stuff to try to motivate the characters to push forward. I didn't have to do that with Bishop. Like he wrote it in. He was on a timeline from the first minute that the campaign started.
Yeah.
Gotta save the niece. Do-do-do-do-do.
Yep.
And she's the only one you all banded around together and said, if anything happens to her, there's riots. Like,
We know where you live.
right. Well, there's that. That would be incredible, actually. I know, Julia. Like, there's so many things. Like saying what I said earlier, where like, could you imagine if Marsland's soul was trapped in his brother's body and you actually didn't look like that and you were your brother and control? Like, that would have been a pretty fun story arc.
Yeah. That's complicated, though. It's some big brain.
I'll have to remember that for backstories in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But just so everyone knows, Marsland's backstory, and I don't mind saying this, is started out,
I'm rich.
my family's rich. Very rich. Like incredibly
really?
rich. So as a play to get money in the beginning.
I want to squirrel now, Daddy.
But
You
we
did-
took that. We took that
you-
and we worked with that. Yeah.
Yeah. You let me have a bit of a starting
Yeah.
ostentatiousness.
Yeah.
Were you a
did.
hedge fund baby?
I mean,
Well, I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the campaign, like Marsland was staying in a very nice place.
Nice hotel, yeah.
yeah. Where he was like, yeah, they brought him food. Like he was very well established compared to the others. So yeah, we took that and worked with it. I didn't write it off,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's fun. But here we are. Tonight would have been episode 107. So that's crazy to me, as October, November starts when we first started streaming, so it'll be 6 years.
Yeah, because we went relatively quickly after the last one ended.
Yeah. So it's been a long time. It's been a fun trip, a lot of fun characters. For sure.
Bob! Or Bob!
Mom, I just want to tell you some things.
I just want to see you dead.
I know. It's the only thing Gwen's been like, no, there's a line that was crossed. I don't want.
And this is the line.
He
I mean-
literally did nothing wrong.
He didn't, but gelatinous cube and then black sludge.
Yeah. You had 2 weeks after the last one ended. I think you took Christmas off. Yeah. Well, the way that I write, I had a lot of it done and ready to go for this one. So in the event there is a campaign 3, we will take some more time off in between, and we'll do some little things. We talked about maybe some people running some one shots for even just, we'll stream them and have it a little bit more lighthearted. It was very fast. But I think a lot of that was like campaign 1 was like never intended to exist. It was a one shot that grew, so I didn't have the planning time at all. So it was like, bleh. And I wasn't real happy with it in its entirety. And I remember reaching out to Mike even and being like, Mike, these guys are going to need help. They need a guiding force that's played D&D before, you know? And from the get-go, we had to cheese an encounter.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing.
I think the way Anax
Would've
put
been.
it is Garrosh came out and just slaughtered you and your character, your Zoromir.
TPK before they could get anywhere.
Before we got off the ground.
Yeah. So that's was Mike's introduction, is just chaos from the beginning. And then Gwenton's was like, he's like, yeah, everything, you were moving schedules around for work and you finally got it organized. And he's like, yeah, I'm ready to play. I'm like, yeah, we're going to get you in as soon as we get a clear area, which was like
6 months.
6
yeah,
months
it was
later.
it was a long time. So there was a lot of learning in the first campaign for everybody, especially me. But I was more excited about this second one because of, kind of the story and things I was working towards, and had time to control the story a bit more without making it a fetch quest to build something, which is what we're fetch questing and building things now, just because.
Fetch quest the books, fetch quest.
Well, the books, yeah.
Cuffs.
I mean, books are pretty much done.
No, they're not. If they were done, we wouldn't have to go to Ruins of Dosh. We wouldn't be spending 7 more sessions there.
If you spend 7 sessions in the Ruins of Dosh, I have done something incredibly right or incredibly wrong.
Well, I mean, let's face it. How did the in-person end? With us triggering every encounter at once.
Yeah.
Instead of
different.
individually, we triggered 3 encounters, and it was just a giant combat session.
Well, okay. I want to say this though, because it's like Jeff definitely DMs differently than the rest of us do.
Yeah, I mean,
So I don't think he was prepared for some of the things that we did.
chaos.
Well, who's prepared for all the things we do?
Well,
Not me.
you know, you can
can't-
work around it.
You work. You have to
Ad-lib.
work around it. Like the guy from work was telling me. He's like, especially in the DM role, you have to be prepared to improv everything, because like you never know what people are going to do. And there's some people out there, and you know who you are, that their whole mission when they play D&D is to screw with the DM. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I understand it on little bits, like the Marsland perfume thing. Like, that's not messing with me at all. It was
That's
unexpected.
not causing anything negative in the story.
No, but there are people that I know that have come out and told me, and they're like, yeah, if the DM's like leading us to the west, I definitely go east. And I'm like, but why? Like, is that fun for you? Like, yeah, I'm going to push you into a random encounter or something. Like, I don't know. Like, how is that fun? Like, why do people play that way? It's not an us versus them thing. I think I've said that for these 6 years. It's not me versus these guys at all. I mean, I have a story I want to tell, and they want to play their characters and live the story. So it's a mutual.
Keyword on live.
Well, well.
Oh wait, there's more.
Death.
Yeah. I'm sure nothing horrible is planned. Nothing at all.
No, there's no Leviathan at the city of Dosh. None at all.
Another sea dragon.
I'm sure it's all perfectly fine. Just like as fine as Marsland's parents.
They're fine. They're just the BBEG all along.
They have a lot of life force. They're big batteries. They're what, the extra large batteries?
Yeah.
How long in world has it been?
What,
Since we started?
time-wise?
Like, yeah,
Since we
like 6
started?
months.
About, yeah. Yeah, because you guys started toward the end of summer in the world, and went through fall and winter. So, and you are now on basically the other side of January, probably February-ish,
Okay.
or whatever that's called. I had to record all the date stuff down for the months and days and holidays because of
Me,
certain people in this group.
I don't remember why I got on that, but I was like, wait a minute, I need timelines, man. Like,
Yeah.
what is what?
Yeah. So it won't be
And I
long,
believe-
and you'll be coming into spring.
Okay.
But That's all I got for tonight. Y'all got anything
Nope.
else?
I've got on my rants.
Sorry, it wasn't a standard session. Again, we're off the next 2 weeks. This is just how summer goes. Specifically on these Mondays. I don't have a setup that can travel very well. So
Oh,
that's
speaking of, we need to get this one in for a guest. You can't see her.
Hi, Caitlin. Let's see.
where?
I heard the hi.
I hear a no. Is it? Is she going to be a guest player at some point? I mean, I thought we discussed
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Yeah, we need to get her in for a guest play session.
I mean, we can totally do that. That's
I mean, we could get Lauren in too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know Lauren mentioned having trying to get all the significant others to play a session.
She
with
did?
it. Yeah. I'm all for that. I think that would be awesome. I could sit and mediate. I mentioned it to my wife, and the response was not positive. So, but we'd figure it out. I think it'd be a lot of fun. But
Because be one
all
of
right.
us DMing that for them, right?
I think that's what she was saying, because I know my wife wouldn't do that, and I don't think any of them would either. I don't know.
Lauren doesn't
That's-
feel she's creative enough sometimes. I'm like, you're doing fine.
Yeah. Yeah. With the Council of Elders, they're ancient and they're old, and you should
Well,
believe in them.
One's
All of
thousands of
them.
years, one's a millennia. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, and you also have another new family member there, Marslin, with
We do.
Goblin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Come here, buddy. Hi. Oh, you're scoped. Here he is. Say hi to the
Kitty,
camera,
kitty.
buddy. Oh, he sees the dog. He's focused on that.
Still not a symbiotic relationship there.
Not quite. Hopefully, slow progress.
So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for stopping by. We'll still be here Wednesdays. We're around on our Wednesday stream. What we're playing this week, I don't know. My nephew said if we play Repo, he might join in or watch at least. So there was a new patch that we haven't played, but I'm up for whatever we got going on. As always, Mike, you're happy to suggest something that you have installed that's multiplayer. If it's Call of Duty, though, you got to give us at least a week ahead of time so we can download it and get the shaders updated.
I honestly
So-
haven't been on Call of Duty in about 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Like they hit up the new battle pass, and I'm just like, it just
Meh.
seems like that's all I'm doing.
Yep. Chasing the carrot so that you can get the Art the Clown skin.
I can't even get that. That was for like Call of Duty 2 or some bullshit. I don't like the game was already out before the character was ever invented. So it makes no
strange.
sense.
So strange. Julia
And they've
says,
got
"Oh
some
my
of these
gosh, hi,
skins.
Goblin."
Some of these skins are sitting there and they're like, it's all the same programming. Call of Duty's
Yes.
Call of Duty.
It is. We won't get on that rant. But we'll be around for something. Don't forget to check out our friends at Truth Beer Podcasting and Banter and Babble and Half-Ass Beer Review for the best reviews on everything. They just do everything. They do everything but play D&D. Between those three people, it's all the media content that you would ever need, for the most part. Banter and Babble might do some porn. I don't know. But the rest of the content, they handle. So, so without further ado, let's go ahead and close out tonight and We'll see you in a couple weeks. We are freaking
Hey, have a good
trying.
night, everyone.
See ya.
With friend and me, we try so hard in combat, we need to go so far. The dungeon master is here to slay tonight. We grab our sheets, we gather our die. Nothing beats the feeling inside until our luck just gets in the way. Critical fail, the dice are so cruel. Critical fail, can we break the rules? It's so hard to overcome when your dice just say I'm done. The monsters seem to never miss. I might as well go take a piss. My turn is just a waste of time each round. Our life force is draining now. Oh look, my friend just went down. It doesn't matter what skill I use. The dungeon master just wants to abuse. Just wants to abuse. Critical fail. The dice are so cruel. Critical fail. Can we break the rules? It's so hard to overcome when your dice just say I'm done. Even though we may be rolling up another character, 'cause